Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today I'm going to walk through week 8 of my 10-week fat loss phase. As usual for videos, I'm going to walk you through how this week has gone, the sort of feedback I'm looking for in terms of if changes are needed, and then how and why I'm making any changes. This will give you a great insight how to potentially manage your own fat loss phase and get the results you're after. If you do enjoy the video, please drop a like. If you have any questions, throw them down below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Okay, so this is week 8, which means I only have 2 more weeks left of this 10-week fat loss phase. Let's just run a quick reminder of where my targets are sat. So this week I was hitting 2,450 calories a day, I was hitting 12,000 steps a day, I was training 5 times in terms of weight training, and then I had 1 cardio session equating to roughly 150 calories being expended in that session. Now consistently over the last few weeks that's equated to about 2 pounds a week being lost. This week, however, it was slightly under the 2 pound rate of loss. But in total so far, over the 8 weeks, we've dropped 17 pounds. Okay. Now, the goal was to consistently get a 2 pound a week loss over the 10 weeks and therefore hit roughly about 20 pounds dropped over those 10 weeks. So that means with 2 more weeks remaining, we only need to be dropping about £1.5 to reach that end goal, which, given where we're sat at the minute, should be comfortable. However, if you've watched my previous videos, which I recommend doing on this series, you will have seen that I spoke about, after actually visually seeing the changes in my body after dropping this amount of weight, I potentially might need to go a little bit further past that £20 mark to get to where I want to be within this goal. Okay, so even though a £1.5 drop over the next 2 weeks each week would get me to that £20 mark, I feel like I actually might need to get a little bit more off than those remaining £3. So I'm going to make some changes to have a little final push over these 2 weeks to see if we can get a little bit more of a response than just the £3. Now, I'm not going to push it too far. I'm not going to do anything silly, because at the end of the day I still want all the feedback markers such as training, sleep, mood, energy, hunger. I still want all those things to be decent over the next 2 weeks. And again, if you've watched the previous videos, you'll know that I've spoken about training taking a little bit of a hit recently, so I don't really want that to get any worse or to start regressing, right? So all I'm going to simply do is drop my calories by 150. Okay, so it's gone from 2,450, we're going to drop it to 2,300 a day. Now, again, all that's really going to probably do is just to ensure that I am getting £2 a week rate of loss. Okay, because obviously this week it was slightly under £2, could just be a fluctuation. But dropping by calories by 150 is probably just going to ensure, because it's only a small amount, that I'm going to return back to that £2 a week loss. And if this week was just a fluctuation, then that's potentially just going to give me an extra bit over £2 for this last couple of weeks, for that final push. Everything else from expenditure side point of view is just going to stay the same, because again, you know, like I said, if training's taken a little bit of a hit, alongside with sleep as well, I've noticed a little bit, as I spoke about last video, I don't think taking training up right now is probably the smartest move, and I think instead dropping it from food, because hunger management is actually still quite comfortable, is probably the best move. So that's why I'm going to drop calories just by 150 down to 2,300 a day. I spoke last week about the importance of tracking this sort of data so you can make accurate changes for the rate of loss that you're after. Okay, but this week I just want to mention the importance of then, you know, making sure you're aware and almost tracking to a certain degree these sort of feedback markers. So again, training, energy, sleep, mood, hunger. Because if you're noticing these things and you're aware of how these things are changing, whether that's positive, whether that's negative, knowing this will then also help your decision making when it comes to changing this. Okay, so it's all well and good having this information to make adjustments, but we also need this information to help us decide how and why we're going to make these adjustments. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully it's given you some insight into why you might be making adjustments and then how to make them. If you did find the video helpful, please drop a like. If you have any questions, throw them down below. If you haven't already, please do subscribe so you can keep up with the rest of these videos. Like I said, there's 2 more weeks left, so we're going to try and get this final push, and we'll see what happens in these next 2 weeks. Take care.